I remember how excited I was when I saw this fabric or these curtains come out in Ikea, but I didn't buy them because I knew I was going to find them in the thrift shop years later, right? That's how it happens. Yes, I found these huge curtains and I decided that they needed to be turned into trousers, of course. So here I'm going to show you an easy tutorial on how to do that without a pattern, just with using a pair of jeans that you already have. And I could have done the pattern matching a little bit better perhaps, but yeah, I always forget that until it's done. So I'm using these jeans and I'm placing them, so trying to fold out, so I just have the front piece of the jeans first, so I'm kind of folding the back piece of the jeans in towards the sides, and then I'm just giving it a good seam allowance and making these a little bit longer because these jeans that I'm measuring from are kind of short, so more seam allowance on the bottom and kind of 1.5 centimeters everywhere else approximately. Then I'm folding them off to the side, to the other side, and now I need the back. So now I need to pretend that I'm folding it all the way out. I can't do that without cutting open the jeans, so I have to make some extra space where the back center of the crotch is. You can see it a little bit here on the drawing. You'll be able to see it more clearly when I show you when I cut. Yes, this is me not having a marker that works. That is great. And these jeans, they of course have the zipper down the front, but I'm going to make a zipper down the side of these jeans instead. So you can see the back here of the jeans, so that has an extra long piece there, but that's just because I measure where the jeans are. I'm not cutting them open to use the pattern completely. I'm just trying to mark where the lines are, even though I still have a complete pair of jeans and I haven't cut them yet. So this is my back piece and my front piece, and that is very quick. And of course you can also make a template, so you always have a good piece for trousers that you can always use, so you know, and you don't have to make a pattern from a different pair of jeans every time. So that was the first part of the stitching done. That is stitching down the front center seam and down the back center seam. So now we have the two back pieces stitched together and the two front pieces stitched together. Now I need the leg opening. So I'm finding where the two seams are aligned here at the center, and then I'm stitching that close, and I'm doing it very quick and dirty. So I'm just using my serger for this. And of course you can use your sewing machine, and you can use a normal stitch and a zigzag stitch. That is fine. I'm just being really quick because I'm showing it to you guys and I want to wear these cat trousers as soon as possible. So that's why I'm just using my serger for it all. But feel free to do a much nicer seam and yeah, take a little bit more time than I have. So here the front pieces are stitched together with the back pieces. Now I need to close one leg. So that's the leg, of course, where I'm not going to have the zipper. So I'm closing that all the way from the top opening and down to the bottom opening. For the other side, of course, I need to keep an open space for the zipper. So that is important. So you can see that here, that's the leg that's done and the other leg isn't. So I'm first of all just taking one piece of fabric at a time and doing a serger stitch all the way down here. You can also use a zigzag seam because I want to be sure that the edges won't fray, and I'm also going along with the serger seam on the bottom and the top. So now all my other openings, I'm just making sure the edges won't fray by doing this serger seam on them, so that's all done before I put the zipper in and before I make the end bits like this. So I've got a black zipper, measuring how long it is. Yes, measuring, making a little mark there, putting in a little clip, and then I am stitching it close from where that clip is, and then all the way down to the side, or down through the side, down towards the leg opening. So now I'll just have a little opening left where I'll put in the zipper. And you can make much nicer zipper closures than this one, of course. You can use an invisible zipper, and you can take more time as well to make it look more neat. I'm doing it kind of quick and dirty because that's how I always work. So I'm folding the fabric towards the back, and then making sure that I move my needle a little bit so I can get as close to the zipper teeth as possible without sewing into them. And then you can see here that I'm stitching on top of the folded fabric all the way down to where the opening is closed, and then I'm just giving it a little turn 90 degrees like this. Yes, doing it just a little centimeter and a half here, being very careful if you go across the zipper teeth, and then a 90 degrees turn again, and then all the way up to the side here. And it's a black zipper, so that will look kind of okay when you can see it. So that's the zipper in, looking like this. That's okay. Just trying them now, and you can now make some little darts. Like here it's gaping a bit, so I need to make some little darts to make sure that it's nicer fitted. So I'm just measuring so the two darts on the back are placed kind of in the same distance from the side, the same distance from each other as well, from the center, I mean. And then I'm just sewing them, going down maybe 6 centimeters or something, going as close to the edge as possible. And then you should always just try that on to see how it fits. Now if you need to make the darts bigger, need to make more darts, or need to take them out if you've made them too big and suddenly you can't fit into them anymore, like that. Then I have 2 darts, and then I need to close off the top here. So I'm using some bias tape that I'm putting on front of bias tape towards the front of the fabric, and then moving my needle again just to get it back into place, and then I'm stitching that on, sewing it in this little fold of the bias tape. That means I can fold the bias tape over my edge towards the back, and then I will have a nice ending, a nice finish to my trousers at the top, at least, like this. And then of course I need to make these end bits look nice. I'm folding them towards the back, but I just need to fold this bias tape in so it looks as neat as possible, of course, from the front, and also a little neat from the back, because it doesn't have to look that messy. I know I'm a quick messy sewist, but of course I also try to make it look as nice as I can. But just not as nice as other people. That's fine for me. I enjoy my process, so I'm okay with it. I'm folding all this bias tape towards the back, trying to make it look really nice. There's my zipper, there's my bias tape, and those are the wonderful cat trousers.